Hello everyone. I'm getting ready to do a little pack break video here. I just recently got two different lot deals on eBay on some older packs of cards. This one is from 1993 Upper Deck Collector's Edge football. It's a jumbo pack, 22 cards. And I also got a lot deal of 3 older baseball packs. The first one here, if you've seen a video that I did uploaded just yesterday, this came to me damaged. It was not advertised like that on eBay at all. It was advertised with these other two. The packs look really good in the pictures, and I get this pack here. There was actually the gum that was inside this old Bowman pack was inside the bubble mailer they shipped it in, and the pack itself had been ripped open partially right there, although it's never been looked through, I don't believe. And as you can see, the cards inside have been bent a little bit. These other two packs are 1991 Series 1 Leaf and 1991 Upper Deck. And this was actually 1989 Bowman. I'm going to go ahead and bust the Bowman pack first. I'm going to move the camera down just a little bit so you can see it a little bit better as I do it. I'm not really expecting to get much out of these, but we might be able to get us a Hall of Famer or two. A lot of players from back in the late 80s, early 90s that were stars have retired and since been elected to the Hall of Fame. The stars were. These cards are not appearing to be too damaged, other than just a little crease. The back card where the gum was originally at is luckily a Bill Wegman, a common card, and these were from the issue of Bowman's that were taller baseball cards, back made kind of like the early day Bowman's in the 50s. This is Brett Saberhagen. Now this is a nice card of a Hall of Famer. In his youth, John Smoltz. This would have been a second-year card. It's actually a nice card. It's really not in bad shape. And put that in a sleeve and a top load, and that'll still be a beautiful card of John Smoltz in his younger days. He's in the Hall of Fame now. That's a nice card. I'll lay it to the side. Jimmy Jones, I remember him well. High draft pick by the Padres. Played for the Yankees as well. Played for the Astros. He never really did anything, though, in his career. Just a big-time college pitcher. But Devon White, who was a big... this is with the Angels. Devon White was a big-time prospect with the Angels. Had a couple of decent seasons, but didn't really... He had a decent career. He really came into his own with the Toronto Blue Jays. He was known as the fastest guy in the league at one time. And this is Brad Duvall, who I don't remember. And I remember everybody from the 80s and 90s and 70s, 80s, and 90s in baseball, but I don't remember Duvall. It says on the back, no prior professional experience, so I'm assuming he was a draft pick that Bowman had made a card of and inserted into the set. Probably somebody that, back in those days, if you were a draft pick to get put in a card set, they thought you were going to really, do well. You were highly ranked, and I never heard of him, so I don't even know if he made it to the majors. This is the Bowman insert, pack insert, Willie Mays on it. Those, they randomly, those are put in every pack back in those days. On the back, it's like wanting you to enter, to buy something. Mike Henema, Detroit Tigers. Bobby Thigpen, former Chicago White Sox closer that one time held the single season saves record. Tim Leary with the Dodgers there. He played for everybody in his career, it seemed like. Deion James, Atlanta Braves. Eric Davis, who would have been a megastar back when this set was brand new. He was the Cincinnati Reds star player for like a decade or so, or about 7 or 8 years. And Tim Laudner, Minnesota Twins, who was a solid catcher for them for a lot of years. So even though the pack was damaged, got a nice John Smoltz card out of it. It's a little warped a little bit maybe, but no real creases or anything. And I believe the centering is just a hair off center left to right. I think I can put it in a sleeve and a top load. It'd be a nice card for giving my nephew. The other cards I'll give to him, but like I said, I wasn't expecting a lot, so the John Smoltz, made it nice. I'd actually got that pack and these other two here in a lot deal for like $1.12, free shipping. I'm going to go right on into the Upper Deck pack and bust into it and see what we get. These old Upper Deck packs at times can be a little... Most of them I've found are easy these older packs easy to get into. This one is not seeming to want to be as easy to bust open on the seal. And I have seen a lot of these that the seal was actually already over time, had just came loose naturally. A lot depends on how they're stored. The packs, unopened packs, have been stored. But, you know, for a 25-year-old pack, a pack of cards is 25, 26 years old. It's been packaged that long. You got to expect the packaging somewhat is going to be a little bad over time. These were back in the day in 1991. Upper Deck. Upper Deck was the premier baseball card manufacturer in the time. They put beautiful photos front and back of players. This is Rafael Palmeiro back in about his second year with them, I think, first or second year with them in his younger days. Here we got a Dan Gladden, Minnesota Twins. Then we've got a Hall of Famer, Carlton Fisk, Chicago White Sox. This is later in Fisk's career. And that's what I'm looking for out of these cheap bargain packs, is hoping to pull some nice mint cards of Hall of Famers, and I'll lay that one to the side. Here's Steve Decker, San Francisco Giants. He was a guy that was considered a can't-miss prospect, who missed by a mile, by the way. Domingo Ramos, who was a utility infielder for a lot of teams in the 80s. And here's a beautiful Ken Griffey Jr., Seattle Mariners in his younger days. And this card is, the centering is nice. It's got a beautiful picture on the back, and that is worth the whole lot right there, viewers. A Ken Griffey Jr., it might only be about a $1.50, $2 card, but I'm telling you what, that I paid $1.12 for all three of these packs, hoping to pull a few Hall of Famers, and that right there was a guy that I collected heavily when I was my nephew's age. And right behind Ken Griffey Jr., another Hall of Famer, Wade Boggs, the star of the Red Sox back in those days. That's another nice card. I'll lay to the side, get those in some sleeves, and put those back. And right here at Upper Deck, put team insert, logo inserts. It's a hologram, Detroit Tigers. I don't know how well that shows up on the camera, but they put those one per pack back in those days. Omar Olivares, St. Louis Cardinals. Mike Boddicker, who was a solid pitcher for years for the Baltimore Orioles when I was growing up. And he pitched later in his career for the Red Sox and also for the Kansas City Royals. And for those that don't remember, those that remember a pitcher by the name of Curt Schilling that was a workhorse starter for like a couple of decades for several teams, Mike Boddicker was the ace pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles, and the Orioles were rebuilding in the late 80s. And they were looking to trade for younger players, and they traded Mike Boddicker to the Red Sox for two prospects that were Curt Schilling and Brady Anderson. Brady Anderson had a lot of good years for Baltimore, but Curt Schilling, Baltimore never really gave a chance to, and they ended up trading him off to Houston, who later traded him to the Philadelphia Phillies, where he finally came into his own as a possible Hall of Fame pitcher. But I remember that trade because people in, I live, the closest major league team to me is the Atlanta Braves south of me and Baltimore Orioles north of me. And Oriole fans were thrilled that they were able to get two top prospects for Boddicker. Then they were upset that there's Greg Swindle, Cleveland Indians, and there's a funny picture of Swindle on the back with the hat on. He was cut up in his playing days. He was a good pitcher, not a superstar, but Oriole fans were really, upset with management when they gave up on Schilling, and then he turned out to be an ace for other teams. John Franco, New York Mets, who was one of the best closers in the business throughout the second half of the 80s and the first half of the 90s, and he actually played on into the 2000s. But one time, this guy here, Ron Gant, I remember him back in the early 90s. He was a big stud for the Atlanta Braves, power hitter, power speed guy, 30 guy, 30 homers, 30 steals a couple of times. And another Hall of Famer, one of my favorites as a kid, Cal Ripken Jr. This was a hot pack. I mean, it might not have any rare autograph inserts, but that's a nice pack. Felix Fermin, Cleveland Indians, and a checklist card for the last card in that pack. And I'm really thrilled with that pack. Got the Smoltz on the Bowman pack and got Cal Ripken, Wade Boggs, and Ken Griffey Jr., the big hit, and Carlton Fisk. 4 Hall of Famers out of that old pack. And you see people that say that this was the dead card era. You can get nice cards of Hall of Famers out of these packs that you can buy at bargain prices like I did, 30-some cent a pack on average. I'm going to move right along to the Leaf pack as I try to speed this video on up a little bit. I've been talking a little bit too much about the players. Leaf, as you many people remember from back in my youth that collected, same company that makes Donruss. Kent Mercker, Atlanta Braves. This is 1991 Leaf Series 1. Howard Johnson, New York Mets. That was always a punchline. What player has the same name as a motel? Another young John Smoltz card. I'll lay that to the side. Hall of Famer right there. A beautiful card of him in his youth when he was young. Dave Magadan, New York Mets. Lonnie Smith, Atlanta Braves. Another young Brave stud back in the early 90s. David Justice. Never turned into the megastar people envisioned for him, but he was a star for a while. New York Mets, Alejandro Pena. A guy that I used to love because he was a gritty, hustling player. Jay Bell, Pittsburgh Pirates. John Smiley, Pittsburgh Pirates. Another Hall of Famer, Robin Yount. Member of the 3,000 Hit Club, a rare club for only a handful of players that have ever played long enough to amass 3,000 hits in a career. Hall of Famer. Randy Milligan, Baltimore Orioles. B.J. Surhoff, Milwaukee Brewers. Leo Gomez, Baltimore Orioles. Chuck Krim, Milwaukee Brewers. Mark Williamson, Baltimore Orioles, and the puzzle piece that they always put in the Leaf and Donruss baseball packs. So, that pack yielded a couple of nice Hall of Fame cards, the Smoltz and the Robin Yount. So, a pretty good haul for the 3 packs. The $1 and 12 cent was pretty well spent, even with the 1 damaged pack, because out of those packs, I ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Hall of Famers. And that right there, I can tell you right now, I would have spent way more than $1 and 12 cents if I was trying to buy just the 1 card of the Hall of Famer, of one of these Hall of Famers on eBay, because most of the eBay stores, sellers out there have cards like this listed for buy it now for $1, $1.50 by itself. So that's pretty good to get those Hall of Famers, and also have a whole pile of commons here that I can share with my nephew or whatever, you know. Tell him what I mean by share. I can tell him stories about the players and so on. And let me try to hurry this up. I got one more pack of football cards here to bust into. This 93 Upper Deck Collector's Choice. This was a retail pack because it had the hole for the peg hook holder. So this was a retail pack back in the day. And these cards are going to be probably have some beautiful pictures. They were beautiful cards at the time. I don't expect to get much out of this pack, but again, these older packs, you never know. When you get them cheap, you might get some nice Hall of Famers. First card, Craig Erickson, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't really remember him. Dalton Hillard, New Orleans Saints. Clyde Simmons, Philadelphia Eagles. Cards are stuck together a little bit. Been packaged for 20 years, you expect that. Philadelphia Eagles, Saron Stacy. Probably butchered his name there. David Whitmore, San Francisco 49ers. Again, cards stuck together. Jim Everett, Los Angeles Rams. Or St. Louis Rams now, I'm sorry. Derek Thomas, who was a star for a long time with the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best linebackers. These cards, by the way, did have also a Upper Deck. Beautiful photos front and back. That's one reason they were the elite card maker of the time range. And here is Ricky Waters, San Francisco 49ers, at one time a very good, talented running back. Lonnie Young, New York Jets. Eric Dickerson, Hall of Famer. And this is him with the Atlanta Falcons. Eric Dickerson, one of the all-time greats as far as overall numbers. He was egotistical, but he was very talented. Nick Bell, Los Angeles Raiders, or Oakland Raiders, whichever city they keep moving back and forth over my lifetime, so I don't know where they're going to play at. St. Louis or Arizona Cardinals. Johnny Johnson. And at the time, I believe it was St. Louis Cardinals or Arizona one. I can't remember when they moved. Courtney Hawkins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see here. These cards are upside down and every which way, the way that Upper Deck used to package these. Here's Jermaine Dukes, Atlanta Falcons. Ty Detmer, Green Bay Packers. That was a guy that was a high draft pick that never did nothing but really be a serviceable backup. Martin Mayhew, Washington Redskins. Detmer was, here's a Hall of Famer, Art Monk. Nice card. Art Monk was a great receiver for a long time. Very long time. And now moving on, star rookies. And I can't see what, Wayne Simmons, linebacker, Green Bay Packers. Star rookies, and of course these guys didn't turn into superstars. Irv Smith, tight end, New Orleans Saints. Star rookies, again for the Green Bay Packers, if I can get these cards pulled apart here. George Teague, cornerback. And cornerback, star rookies, Dion Figures. Don't remember none of these star rookies. I do remember this one, though. Team MVP, Cortez Kennedy, Seattle Seahawks. Kennedy was a mountain of a man at one time. So that pack yielded 2 Hall of Famers in Art Monk and Eric Dickerson. So I'm pretty happy. Altogether, this pack here I actually bid 99 cents on and won it 99 cent free shipping. But I you know, help me do a pack. Looking to get some older packs, do some pack break videos. My nephew and niece actually, they love football cards, and they're going to love these. And a couple of Hall of Famers, I'll put those in some plastic sleeves and some top loads to protect those better for him. And, you know, I enjoy doing these pack break videos, especially on these older packs of cards. And I hope to be able to do more for you again real soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're sitting here at 2 days before Christmas. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back with more videos as soon as I can.